And I just thought of how, as African women, I don't know about other cultures, but I know definitely as African women throughout the continent, I think I can generalize when I say that we are, from birth, taught that men are actually the centers of our universe.
Hey, beautiful people. How y'all doing today? Chico Maria David, and thank you all so much for tuning in. Another interesting video. Today's video, we're talking about decenterment in Africa. I saw this video of this woman talking about it, how African women have been programmed to center men. And I feel like it's not only African women, but I feel like we in Africa is worse. And I'm not joking. I feel like the century men in Africa is going to take a very long time. A very, very long time. Very, very, very long time. I don't think it's something that it might even happen to some people because some people might see it as a cultural thing. We've been raised and we've been trained to always center men every time, to always be in competition with our fellow women, right? You always want to compete with that woman so that so that a man can like you more than her. You always want to look good. You see some girls will be like, "Oh, what are you wearing to this party? Oh, you look good." I mean, and when a guy walk up to her, they're angry. That why would a guy walk up to you or they? In fact, that is why you see side chicks fighting so that they can, be the main chick. And we've been taught to center men too much. I feel like our own is too much because you guys, I'm in Africa and I know what I'm saying. I feel like our own is too much. So when you see an African woman that has the center men, please respect us. Because it's a lot of work and it's not easy, right? We've been taught to center marriage, we've been taught to center children, we've been taught to center men everywhere. Everywhere you will center that man. Man is very important. Yeah. Okay. Are you an African? Do you agree with my statement? Let me know that in the comment section. Or you're not in African, but you feel like Africans have a long way to go. Let us know that in the comment section. I feel like we have a long way to go, and I feel like some people are not even going to get the message of the centuryman. It's going to be an impossible thing. Let me roll this video for you all to watch to the end, and I'll share my thoughts at the end of the video.
So I've been listening to conversations about decentering men that have been happening on social media on various platforms, and I just thought of how, as African women, I don't know about other cultures, but I know definitely as African women throughout the continent, I think I can generalize when I say that we are, from birth, taught that men are actually the centers of our universe. And everything that we do, everything that we are taught to focus on, is centered around our relationship with men and our future interactions with men. We are taught to cook so that we are able to cook for men. We are taught to clean homes so that we can be wives. We are taught to be humble and respectful so that we can respect our husbands. And there is very little, if any, in our culture that is done to prepare us to make ourselves a priority. So we actually grow up believing that we come second in everything that we do. We are brought up serving our siblings, our brothers, as a sort of a practice that we did for how we would be wives in the future. And so that is generally how we as African women were conditioned to put ourselves second and to never prioritize ourselves. Now, on the flip side, our brothers were brought up to believe that they were the priority, they were the leader, they were the head. This was regardless of whether they were little boys or whether they were grown up adults, but they always maintained a level of superiority over the females of the family. So the time basically, there is no better time than now for women to take the decision to decentralize men and to put themselves as a priority, because men are rarely ever taught or conditioned in any way to prioritize women. And men will always prioritize themselves. Men will always do the things that are satisfactory to their own comfort and their own joy. And as women, we, from our cultural perspective, from our religious perspective, are basically conditioned to go along with whatever it is that men want. So this also comes with the whole women must submit regardless. So it doesn't matter whether what a man is doing is for our benefit or not. We are taught that we have to submit. And it is this type of thing that I think has led to a lot of the issues that women experience. Things like having children for men, but then realizing later on that the men actually do not love them, and that it is this easy for a man to up and walk away from you and the child that you created for him. And it also has affected women's relationships with each other, because our conditioning also conditioned us to compete amongst each other, because we have the seed of pick-meism makes us compete with each other. And it is because of this inherent need for us to have the attention of men. So in everything that we do, we always have to be shining. We always have to be visible. We always have to seem like the most perfect person, the most womanly, feminine, everything type of woman, so that we look like the ultimate type of women for men. And this is generally why women cannot have good relationships with each other and cannot coexist with each other. The more women are able to decenter men, the more women are able to have better, genuine, more organic relationships with each other that are not based on our need to outshine each other for men. Women competing with each other for men, the funny thing with that is that I think we can compare it to two grocery stores that are competing for a customer. And these grocery stores go through the greatest lengths to make themselves the best option for the customer. These grocery stores will make sure that they have the best looking shelves, the widest aisles, the best variety of stock. They will cut their prices. They will give free gifts. They will hold competitions and all sorts of things to attract the customer. At the end of the day, the one that benefits the most in all of this is the customer. And you know what the customer does? The customer might just decide that actually he doesn't like any of those two grocery stores, and they're going to the third grocery store. And so this is what I feel, that when women compete for men is the same as that, because at the end of the day, we are going all out to put our best foot forward, to make our best efforts to attract somebody who at the end of the day is the one who benefits from both of our efforts, or three of us or four of us or whatever. He benefits from all of our efforts. And at the end of the day, only one person is going to get that ban. And the rest of us, we are going to be in heartbreak city. This is why, as women and as mothers, we need to make sure that from childhood, when we are raising our daughters, that we are raising them to make decisions that are also for their own benefit, for their own comfort, and for their own joy, not for the sake of somebody else. My child must learn to cook because she is going to be an adult one day and she will need to be able to feed herself. She must learn to keep a clean house because we need to live in clean environments. She must get herself educated so that she is financially independent and is always able to look after herself no matter what. So it is that kind of decentering that as African women, even though we are in 2024 and we have all these opportunities for education and jobs and careers, we still have that inherent, or that conditioned pick-meism that makes us feel that we still need to do things for the sake of men. And I'm not saying that if that is your wish and that is what you want to do and that is what makes you happy, then by all means go ahead. But I'm saying that at some point, women need to make the decision to put themselves first. Women need to make the decision to prioritize themselves and to decenter men.
You see, the centering men in Africa will take a long time. You see, the fact that we have to center men is a very important thing we do here. You see, the fact that you have to center your narcissist parents. You know that your parents are narcissists. You know they are abusive because our parents over here are very abusive. Mm, they're very abusive. That's why I see some videos of abusive parents. I can relate because they are very abusive. It's a default setting. They will abuse you. They have to abuse you. But there are some that are worse that I cannot relate to anyway. The ones that would, send their children or send their daughter away because the daughter is looking beautiful for the father or something. No. Mm-mm. But you see other ones that they will gaslight you, manipulate you, make you feel like you're supposed to be the one to take care of them, that you're supposed to be the one to be responsible for everything. Like, it's normal. You have to center your life around a narcissist parent. Do you know very wrong that can be for you to center something that you know that it is bad to you? Because you can, if you come out and say you want to go no contact your parents, how many, okay, first I want to ask, how many videos have you seen of African, somebody in Africa that stays in Africa or any country in Africa? How many videos? I'm not saying nobody has come out, but how many compare to the West? How many videos of children that come out and say, adult children, and say, I've gone no contact with my parents. I hate them. They ruined my life. How many? You can't do that. And even if you come out to talk about it, look at the comment section from people living in Africa. They will tell you, oh, you have to forgive the parents. You owe them everything. They brought you to this world. You're supposed to worship them till they die. Our parents have this entitlement, and it goes on like that. So it's not just parents, it's not just men, parents as well. But then most of the time, men. As a young girl, you have to learn how to serve men. You have to learn how to cook for men. You have to learn how to look beautiful for men. You have to learn how to speak to men. You have to learn how to make men happy. That is what they teach you. Anything they say, if they want to insult you, or maybe you're doing something wrong, they will tell you, oh, is this how you are going to do when you marry? The insult is you not getting a man. So when you want to insult an African woman, just tell her that use this single girl, she will cry because they've taught us to center men too much, and they have also taught us to be in competition with each other. So we always want to compete. I will do more than you so that this man will like me more than you. You see man that is married to 3 wives, 4 wives, they fight, they have issues, and they compete with each other. There was a time I stumbled on a vendor that sells aphrodisiac on Instagram, and she was like, if you're married to if you're the second wife or the third wife, or you guys are different wives, like plenty wives in our household, this particular aphrodisiac is for you. It's to make sure that it will be the one that if you use it when you want to have sex with your husband, right? You will be his favorite. He will love you more. He will care for you more. That is competition because you as third wife, which one is you want to buy aphrodisiac that will allow you for your man not to love the first and second, but the third one? Don't you know that he loves the first and second before he came for the third to be the third one? Now he wants to use aphrodisiac. And imagine the second one too, the second wife too might want to buy something stronger that will make her be the favorite. So we were taught to always compete with each other. Girlfriends compete with each other and see who's gonna win, who's gonna be the bride. Like, oh, I was the one who proposed to, duh, I won. We are always taught to center men, and it's really scary because I feel like sometimes when I see some videos, I just like I'll just shake my head. I don't think some people would ever decenter men in Africa. I don't think so. That's why when I see a lady that have decenter men, I can tell. And I always love watching them. I always would love listening to them because they are very few. They are very, very few. You decentering men means that you are very disrespectful. You hate people around you. You hate you like you are people don't even understand what you are saying when you have dissented men. It's like you're a different kind of person entirely. You have to keep explaining yourself all over again for them to understand what you mean by you have dissented men. Anyways, what is your take on this video about this entry men in Africa? I would like to hear your thoughts down in the comment section. This short clip as I share with you all today. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please like and share and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.